Thank you everybody for joining. This is Success with Bob Mweti Live. Thank you everybody. Thank you everybody. This is Success with Bob Mweti Live. In today's session, we are going to talk about robotics process automation. Okay, it's a technology that a lot of people don't know about. All right, so if you are interested in getting into the IT industry, okay, this is something that you need to hear. All right, okay, this is Success with Bob Mweti Live. I'll give a few more minutes for more people to join, and then we can start the session. Thank you so much. Hello everybody, this is Success with Bob Mweti Live. In today's show, we are going to talk about robotics process automation. In today's show, we are going to talk about robotics process automation, all right? We're going to talk about what is RPA, okay, the history, all right, and the tools, okay, that are used for robotics process automation, all right? We're going to talk about RPA careers, how much people make who are RPA analysts, okay? And we're gonna talk about what you need to do if you need to become a robotics process automation analyst. All right, this is Success with Bob Mweti Live. All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Success with Bob Mweti Live. It's a beautiful Saturday here. My name is Bob Mweti, for those who are following me for the first time. I live in Tampa, Florida, okay, here in the US. Now, in today's show, I'm going to talk about robotics process automation. In today's show, I'm going to talk about robotics process automation technology. All right, for those who don't know me, I'm the founder and managing director of Upstack America. Upstack America is an IT consulting firm. We are based in Tampa, Florida, here in the US. Okay, basically what we do is we train people on high income skill sets. All right, we train people on high income skill sets, and these are skill sets in the IT industry. All right. Personally, I used to work in the IT industry as a consultant. I worked for many years until I started my organization, Upstack America, where now we train people on almost the same things that I used to do when I used to work as an IT consultant. All right. Now, in today's show, like I said, we are going to talk about robotics, process automation, or RPA technology. A lot of people, they don't know much about this technology. Okay. Personally, I got to know about RPA a few years back when I used to work as a consultant with one of the biggest financial institutions here in the US, okay? And I got curious because I was working in a different project, okay? I was implementing Oracle Financials, and then in the same project, I was approached, the client started this project on RPA, and they approached a few of us to go and to get involved in that project. And that's how I got involved in RPA. I got to know what is RPA and all that. Okay. And I got curious, and I got to know a few things about RPA. Okay. Just a few years back. Okay. About three years ago. All right. Anyways, what is robotics process automation? Basically, what is happening is this. What companies are doing is this. The companies normally, they have business processes, okay, that they normally do on a day-to-day basis, okay. Now, there are some of the processes out there that companies that are done in companies that are usually repetitive in nature, okay? Processes that are usually tedious and kind of like rule-based processes, okay? I'll give you an example, all right? Now, for example, in an organization, they normally procure items out there, okay? Maybe, for example, in a department, they might need to buy office supplies, okay? Normally what they do is they talk to a vendor or a supplier, and then that supplier will provide them with the items, and then also they'll provide them with the invoice, okay? Now what normally happens is this. In the organization, whatever system that they have someone who actually gets that invoice, the physical invoice, and then enters that physical invoice in the system, okay, in the accounting system, okay? All companies, they have accounting systems that they use, okay, to record their day-to-day transactions, okay? For example, recording expenses, recording revenue, running financial reports, okay? So when these invoices come in, okay, so someone has to actually take that invoice and then enter that invoice in the system, okay? And normally companies may have hundreds and hundreds of invoices that they have to process every single day. We are talking about, these big multinational firms, okay? They have so many transactions that they have to run every single day. So these are mostly very tedious and repetitive kind of tasks, okay, that actually a human being has to do, okay. Now, what is happening is this. Companies are moving away from having that kind of a task, okay, or process being done, moving away from that process being done by a human being and leveraging the power of robots, okay, artificial intelligence, all right. Now, what kind of robots are these? These are not industrial robots, okay. These are software robots, okay. You have to understand this. These are not industrial robots. This is not a robot that you can see, okay, that looks like a human being. No, these are software robots that do this process, okay. For example, I gave you an example of entering an invoice and making a payment against that invoice, okay. So rather than having so many people in an organization do this work on a day-to-day basis, companies are using robots to do all this work, okay. Now, why do they have to use robots instead of using a human being? Because robots will not make any mistakes, okay. We as human beings, we are most likely going to make mistakes when you are working on something, okay. So companies would go away from having human beings do that kind of a job and use robots, because these robots will not make any mistakes, okay. Another thing is because these robots will have to do do work much more faster than a human being, okay? Because robots will never get tired. Okay, robots will never get tired. They'll not take a break. Okay, they'll do work from morning to evening, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Okay, so companies, for example, if someone was a human being was entering an invoice, okay, they would probably maybe enter 100 invoice in a day. Okay, but if the same process, okay, if the same process was given to a software robot, that robot can process probably maybe 500 or even 1,000 invoices in a day. Okay, so companies will more likely deploy robots to do that kind of a job, rather than having a human being who will get tired, who will complain of going for vacation. A human being will complain of oh, give me some 401k, some benefits, healthcare benefits and all that stuff. Okay, software robots, they don't complain about these things. They don't get tired. They are more accurate. Okay, and that's why companies would rather go with robots rather than have a human being do that kind of a job. Okay, now this technology has been there for a while. Okay, it's only that people really didn't know about it. Okay, in fact, actually, RPA technology has been there since early 2000s. Okay, but up until 2015, 2016, that's really when it started picking up. Okay, that's when I heard about RPA. I didn't know about RPA. I've told you guys, I didn't know about RPA. So that's from around 2015, 2016, that's when really companies now started, using this technology to automate their processes. Okay, now, because there's not many people who know much about this technology, there's a lot of demand, okay? And so many companies are moving away from having people do some of these tasks that we've talked about, and having the robots do them. So a lot of companies, they are doing that, but there's not many people who have these skills out there on the market. Okay, and as a consulting company, we get a lot of clients asking for people who have these kind of skills. Okay, but we normally don't have people who have those there's not many people who have those kind of skills. Okay, it's a skill that is in high demand. All right, it's a skill that is in high demand. Now, what can you really become if you want to get into this RPA technology? All right, now there are there's two career paths that you can follow if you want to get into the RPA technology. One, you can become an RPA developer, okay, or you can become an RPA business analyst, okay. Now, who is developer and who is business analyst? Now, let me try to explain a little bit further, all right? Now, when companies decide that they are going to automate their processes using the robotics technology, what they normally do is they have to implement that project. Okay, they have to implement that project. They say, hey, you know what? We have these processes, we want to automate them, and we want to use RPA technology. Now, when they decide to do that, then they have to implement a project. Okay, they have to implement a project, and for them to implement that project, they need to bring people on board, people who know about that technology, who can be able to implement that project for them. Okay, now, and there are two sets of people that they can bring on board. There is the robotics process automation developers, okay, RPA developers, okay, and there's RPA business analysts, all right? Two sets of consultants that these companies will need. There's the RPA developers, okay, and there's the RPA business analyst, all right? Now, the RPA developers, these are actually the people who develop the actual software, okay, the robot itself, the software robot, okay? So these people, they have some knowledge of programming language, okay? They are the ones who will go and then set up those software so that those software robots can be able to do that work that the client wants to be done. Okay, now on the other hand also, before that developer really develops that software robot, they will need a business analyst who is familiar with this technology, who can gather the requirements from the client. And gathering requirements means this person will will go to the client and will ask the client a lot of questions, okay? This person will also have to understand the client business processes, okay? What process needs to be automated? Is that process feasible for robotic process automation? Okay, so this person who is basically a business analyst will gather those requirements, will ask the client a lot of questions, okay? Will analyze the client's business processes, okay? And then now will tell the client whether this can be automated or not. And if it can be automated, then they will document everything, and that then give that requirement to the software RPA software developer. Okay, all right. So they'll get that requirement from the client. These business analysts, okay, they'll get that requirement from the client and then document it and then give that requirement to the developer. Okay, to that person who will write the code. Okay, for that software robot. Okay, so again, in order for you to get into this RPA technology, you can be two things. You can become an RPA developer or you can become an RPA business analyst. Okay, for business analysts, you don't really to know any programming language, okay? Because I know a lot of people out there, they fear IT so much, okay? We have that misconception about IT. Oh, you know, IT is for people who are geeky, all right? IT is for people who know about programming, okay? Even me, I used to be scared of IT before because I don't really come from a programming background, okay? I have an accounting and finance degree, okay? I don't know how to code. But I got into this IT industry as a functional consultant, okay? Someone who gathers the requirement from the client, understands the system, and then makes that requirement, you know, sets up the system and all that, okay? Similar thing with RPA, okay? If you don't know any programming language, okay, and you want to get into the IT industry as a robotics process automation analyst, you don't really know, or you don't really need to know how to do any coding at all. You can come from any background, okay? As long as you're smart, okay? Now, that's another thing that you need to understand. You know, when you're in the IT industry, this is an industry that requires people who have the brains, okay? This is not, I have to tell you the truth, this is not an industry for everyone out there on the street, okay? No one can do this kind of work, okay? You have to have the brains, because at the end of the day, these clients, they spend millions and millions of dollars to implement these projects, okay? And they pay well. They pay you well, okay? Consultants, they make a lot of money, all right? When I used to work as a consultant, I used to make over $10,000 a month, all right? I think I've talked about this for those who follow me, okay? So consultants, they make good money, okay? But if you make good money, it comes with a lot of responsibilities, okay? Don't expect to make $10,000 a month and then you're not giving any solution to the client. Otherwise, you're going to be fired, okay? So consultants are paid based on what kind of solution they are providing to the client, okay? So you charge the client. In fact, actually, you are the one who tells the client, this is how much I want to be paid, okay? Right, you tell the client, you know what, I know this technology, I'm so good at it, and I want you to pay me this. Okay, but then again also, you have to deliver. If you go to that project, okay, if you go to the project as a consultant, as an IT consultant, and you are getting paid so much, you are making $100,000 a year, which is basically around $10,000 a month, you better do a good job. Because otherwise, if you don't deliver, then you're going to be kicked out. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, so for those who want to become robotics process automation analyst, okay, I've said you can become a developer or you can become a business analyst, all right? And if you want to become a developer, you have to know the language, the programming language, okay? But if you want to become just a business analyst in robotic process automation, then you don't really need to have any IT background. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to know all those things, okay? You just need to be trained on how to gather those requirements, okay? I've told you, a business analyst will get the requirements from the client, will ask the client a lot of questions about their current business processes. They'll get that requirement and then hand over that requirement to the developer who will now write the code for that software robot. Okay. Now, what are the tools out there that you can really, train on, okay, to become an RPA analyst, okay? Now, there's a lot of tools out there, okay, as far as the robotic process automation technology is concerned, all right? Now, RPA is the technology, okay, but there's tools that are used to implement that technology, all right? You get it? You get this? The RPA itself is the technology, okay, but there are tools that are used to implement that technology, okay? There's so many tools out there, all right? Probably maybe like 20 of them, but the three most popular ones are these. Let me try to show you because I've put them there. Okay, these are the three most popular RPA tools. Okay, one, there's the UiPath. Okay, there's the UiPath, and two, there's Blue Prism, and three, there's Automation Anywhere. All right, these are the top three RPA tools. There's the UiPath, as you can see there. There's the Blue Prism, and there's Automation Anywhere. All right. So if you want to become an RPA analyst, okay, if you want to get into this technology, you can either train as an UiPath subject matter expert, or Blue Prism, or Automation Anywhere. All right. Those three are the three most popular ones. Okay. Now, like I said, there's a lot of other tools out there, but a lot of clients, they are not really using them. So these are the leaders. These three, okay? These three tools are the leaders in this industry, okay? So this is a very, 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 this is a skill set that is highly, highly needed. Okay, this is a skill set that is highly, highly needed. A lot of people, they don't know. And I believe even those who are watching me at this time, most of you, you've never heard about this, because like I told you, even me, I didn't really know about this technology until a few years back when I used to work as a consultant for a client here in Tampa. Okay, so there's so many people out there who would love to get into the IT industry, but they don't even know that this technology exists, okay? And that's why there's a lot of demand, because there's not many people who know these stuff, okay? So anyways, those are the three tools that you can really train on if you want to get into this RPA technology, okay? And as far as my organization is concerned, we do train people to become consultants, okay? And we have a training program where we train you to become a robotics process automation analyst, and this is as a business analyst, okay? This is as a business analyst. We started our first cohort last month, okay? It's an amazing, amazing program. I'm telling you, if you are out there, you are struggling with low paying jobs and you have education, you have the brains. I told you, this industry, you have to have the brains. Don't come into this if you are not smart enough. Okay, this is IT industry. I have to tell you the truth. Okay, this is an industry where you have to know what you're doing. Okay, I always tell anyone who comes to my program, you have to be good. Okay, because if you come to my program and then you are not able to get what you are being trained, then you're gonna be wasting your money. Okay, you're gonna be wasting your money. I tell the way it is. I don't sugarcoat things, okay? This is one of those things you have to understand what you are being trained. Okay, I know sometimes a lot of people, they might want to get into this industry because maybe you don't like the job that you're doing. Maybe it doesn't pay well. But at the end of the day, this is an industry where you have to know what you're doing. Like, you really have to be smart. Okay, this is not for everyone. Okay, so if you're out there and you know that you're good, you're smart, you are blessed with the brains, right? And you can do these kind of jobs. Okay, these jobs, they pay well, but they come with a lot of responsibilities. Okay, you have to know what you're doing, because there's no way that a client will spend so much money on you and then you end up not giving the best solution out there for the client. Okay, I've told you, consultants, they make a lot of money. Consultants on average, they make about $100,000 a year. Okay, so if you are getting paid this kind of money, you better be good. Okay, you cannot make this kind of money and then go to the clients and then do nothing. Okay, you're gonna be kicked out of the project. Okay, you have to be smart. Okay, so I encourage everyone out there, if you are out there and you have a job that you don't like, okay, and you are interested in getting into the IT industry, I've told you, you don't have to have an IT background, Okay, you don't have to have an IT background, because for our training, we can train you to become an RPA business analyst. Okay, basically you're gonna be the person who gets those requirements from the client, analyze the client business processes, and then hand over those requirements to the developer who will develop these software robots. Okay, you are not gonna write any codes at all. All right, no writing codes here. Okay, personally, I don't like programming at all. I've told you guys I come from an accounting finance background. Okay, you know, programming is not my cup of tea. Okay, I don't like programming at all. I've been in the IT industry for so many years. Up until today, I don't know how to code. Okay, so don't be scared, because a lot of people, they have that misconception that, oh, IT, it's not for everybody. IT, you have to know how to do programming, how to code. No. Okay, there is that misconception. This is not the case. Okay, so there are different areas in IT that you can get involved in. Okay, if you want to get into the coding side, yes, you can become a developer or a programmer. Okay, you have to know whatever the language is for whatever technology that you want to get in, right? If it's this RPA and you want to become a developer, then you need to know the language and you need to know how to code and come up with these software robots. Okay, but if you don't like that kind of a thing, and you're just interested into getting in the IT industry, okay, you can get into the IT industry as a business analyst. Okay, basically that person who goes to the client, they talk to the client, they gather the requirements, they analyze the client business processes. Okay, they document all that, then they give that to the developer who develops the software, and then they test it, and then they hand it over to the client. Okay, very simple, a very simple skill set. Okay, but it comes with a lot of responsibilities. Okay, you have to understand business processes, you have to understand how these tools work. Okay, you have also to understand how these developers, they develop these codes. Okay, you have to understand the project life cycles and all that. You have to understand how to test these robots and all that. Okay, so that's what you get trained on. All right, now our training is for just 2 months. Okay, we have another training where we train people to become Oracle consultants. That training is usually for 6 months. This training, just 2 months. Okay, you're being trained for 2 months. You have a class every week. Okay, 2 classes every week. All right, and you get trained for 2 months. And if you turn out to be good, if you pass all our exams and you turn out to be good, we can look for a job for you, because there's a lot of jobs out there. Okay, the problem that we have is a lot of people, they don't have these skills. Okay, but you have to be good. I've said again and again and again, even if you come to my program, okay, even if you pay for the program and then you are not passing the exams that we have, you are not getting to the level that we want, there is no way that you can become a consultant. Okay, there is no way that you can become a robotic process automation consultant. Okay, you have to know the stuff. Okay, so I get a lot of people, they come into the program, they are not willing to work hard, they are not getting to the level that we want. If you are not there, I've told you, this is one of those industries that requires you to have the brains. Okay, so if you have the brains, you can do it. If you don't, unfortunately, this probably may not be for you, because at the end of the day, you might end up just wasting your money. Okay, I tell the way it is. Okay, I don't sugarcoat things. All right, this is not for everyone. It's not for every person out there on the street. Okay, this is for people who can actually do the job. Okay, this is for people who can do the job. All right, now how about the cost? The cost of the training, our cost of the training right now, it's $997. Okay, $997, which is payable within 2 months. Okay, 2 installments. All right, 2 installments and you are done. All right, so if you're interested, reach out to my team. You can email us at info@appstechamerica.com. You can email us at info@appstechamerica.com, or you can give us a call at 813-573-5619 extension 402. If you call extension 402, you'll be able to get hold of me, and I'll be able to explain to you more about this amazing skill set. Okay, you can call me 813-573-5619, and my extension is extension 402. All right, I think that's pretty much it, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.